All right, Don, welcome in. Ryan Tringer for your Class A Pro. I'm recording. Good to have you, buddy. Looking forward to work today. So one thing I got to tell you I'm really pumped about here is this last shot. Your club path is inside out 2.2. That's a huge deal because you weren't actually getting it inside out when we first met. And you got the face you over supinated it. So you got a little too far with the left hand. This one was not an inside out enough. It's 2.8 left. Then this one, the inside out was good, but the face was still open. So you still got to keep trying to get inside under the chili whacker, and then you got to rotate that left wrist. The club path here was good, but your hand didn't turn. So what you're dealing with, and many go through this, sometimes you get inside and then you don't do your hand, and other times you do your hand and don't get inside. And so you got to, when that's the case, to fix it, you have to exaggerate both movements more, meaning like it has to be a bigger circle to the inside and a bigger movement with your hand to get the right blend. You with me on that? Let's see what you're up to now. So your setup position looks very good here. You're in a very athletic position. I like this a lot. We got the armpits going through the knees, through the toes, right? We've got the balance perfect. I mean, you're literally in a perfect balance position here on the left-hand picture. I love this position. You're standing up to the ball beautifully. Over here on the right, you've got your arms in the triangle position, also important. Very good. Your foot stance seems fine. Your foot position's good. The V's of your grip are correct, which that alone deserves a great applause. The actual ball placement, though, is not. You're playing your ball too far back in your stance here. You can see that the center of your stance would be there. Now, look at this. If we go and Google golf ball positions, right? One of my favorite pictures right now is this one, which I'm going to send you a message to your phone on, which is the short irons are in the middle of the stance, right? And then the mid irons are actually just left of that, right? Long irons and fairway woods, again, another ball, and then the driver, of course, on the left heel. So you're playing, you got your ball a little bit too far back in your stance here. By your ball.
And how about that? So I understand that. So then how about like, you're gonna go a little wider with the driver, aren't you? Or not?
Yes, the stance width gets wider. It's right here. So with the stance width, you should be getting wider also. So look, here's the shorter club, narrower stance, and as the clubs get longer, your stance should get wider. Yeah. And if anything, I would say I actually like to, if anything, take a good size stance when in doubt. Meaning, like, would I rather be narrow and unstable or more stable? You know, so I prefer to usually have it, like, especially on a hill, my stance gets wider even than maybe it does on the middle of the fairway. You know what I'm saying? It's like because I'm trying to get stable. You know what I mean? So your only points off at your setup is that ball placement. Now let's check the body lines. One of my students the other day, it was so funny. They were like, "So how long have you been doing this?" And I'm like, "Well, I did video lessons in 2004, and that's when I first did the video lessons. So it's been 20 years of this that I've been doing this with the lines. And these same lines that I'm drawing on you right now are the same lines I've drawn on myself since 2004. And just I've continually worked my tail off trying to get myself perfectly in the lines. You know what I mean? And that's basically how my golf is more consistent. So look at this. Let's take a look at the takeaway here. This is good. You're taking it straight back, nice and wide also. I like that. Let's see here as you go up, what happens as you get to the top. Yeah, pretty neutral wrist position. Head position's better here, Don. Nice job. Look at you. Yeah, you definitely have a better golf swing now. Look at this. So you're going back low and slow, making a nice wide takeaway going back here. Right? Then let's take a look here. Then coming down, let's see. Coming down, the club is coming down actually nicely on a crescent moon on this side. But like we would think, based on the numbers on the screen, you still need to bring the club a little bit more from inside. You see how it gets on the line late? I would prefer to see your club travel over here on the way down. Okay. But the good news is this is great. Look, what's really good is look at this. Look, see the arc is really nice. Now, you still could also do a little bit more with the rear line, which is the chair drill. Okay. Actually, something funny recently, a student of mine He won't do the chair drill. I told him, I was like, Doc, I was like, it's been 2 years. Will you please do the chair? He's famous. He's on TV with Kathy Ireland, right? And he won't do the chair drill. This housewife did the chair drill for 14 straight days and I was like, oh, in the backyard or at the house? She said, no, I went to the range and they have chairs there. I was like, oh, really? I was like, and she said, yeah. She said, I went over and I grabbed a chair that wasn't mine and I went and used it and then I put it back. I was like, smartest lady ever. She literally comes back in here 2 weeks later and her butt's on the line every time. Go figure. The housewife gets the job done, and then this famous doctor won't do it. He needs it so bad. I told him, I said, look, Doc, if you won't do the chair drill, then buy one of these. Get this thing. See this? It's called a posture pod. It's $225. It does the same exact thing that the chair drill does, which is gets your butt to stay in the correct place the whole time you're swinging the club, as you can see here. And so, isn't that funny? But basically, it's that drill. You need something behind you to practice your rear position. Okay, you're doing better at impact here for sure. You could even get a little bit more to your left side here. Do you see this space that's over here on this side? Um, that means that you could get a little bit more to your left side this way to get into the more reverse K type impact position. Okay, so let me list what's happening here. So we need the ball left of center, right? We need the more inside out, okay? More rear back, okay? And then more supinate sometimes it said, but not over supinate. Supinate to square it, I'll say, not over rotate it. And then let's see here. Yeah, see this when you over rotated. Look at the face angle there. See how it's overly twisting? So you're having a little too much face twist. See the club face there through the ball. So we need the face angle to be actually also, so it's got to be straighter through. And then let's check your follow through here. Okay, now your hip goes back and it's where it should have been on the downswing. So you're doing the hip late is what's happening based on that. Your head position looks great though here, Don. Your hip is going back eventually, even though it didn't go soon enough. And then the follow through has gotten better and a better finish overall also. So I would say that the biggest things are listed now on the screen. So let's get working on them.